Hey everyone, let's get mobile. I'm going to show you this quick little routine using this wall ball. So first we're going to stretch a muscle called our QL. This helps us laterally bend. You want to be careful because your ribs are right here, so you want to make sure you're not smashing anything. You're going to simply reach your arm over and relax. Make sure you're breathing. Here I'm stretching out my left side. You can play with that top leg a little bit, bringing it forward or backwards. You're literally just breathing and laying here. And then let's switch it to the other side. Remember that all of these stretches I'm showing you, you can stay for as long as you'd like or as short as you'd like. So now we're gonna stretch the right side. I'm gonna lie down with my left side on the ball, get balanced, and you really want the ball to be in between that crease between your hip and your rib cage. And then I'm simply just lying over the ball, letting my body feel heavy, making sure to engage my core. And then you can see that I was just kind of playing with my leg position to do whatever feels comfortable for you, really. Okay, let's move on to the next stretch I like to do. You're gonna move the ball in front of you, and you're simply going to get into the child's pose position in yoga, but make it active. Let me scoot back so you guys can see a little bit better. Pushing the ball forward, connecting your hips to your heels. Here's a side view for you. So see that my lats are engaged. I'm actively pressing my hands into the ball and dropping my chest to the floor. This one really helps with overhead mobility, giving our lats a good stretch, our shoulders a good stretch. Just trying to drop that chest closer and closer to the floor. And of course, some thoracic mobility. Your thoracic spine should be very mobile. We're actually getting some shoulder mobility here too. I'm pressing down hard on the ball with my right arm as my left arm is moving. And then same with this side, pressing down hard with my left as I'm moving my right. Okay, here's the next one. Go ahead and grab the ball. I want you to really focus on core engagement and breathing. So we're creating tension here by pulling the ball into our bellies. And then watch what I do with my shoulder blades. I tuck them back into my back pockets. Then I'm gonna begin to point my toe and extend my toes. I'm actively pulling that ball into my belly, and I'm gonna repeat this 10 times. So the ball is in the belly, your shoulder blades are back, and you're simply pointing and extending your toes. Okay, as we wrap that up, begin to grab the ball now with your elbows, still creating tension, pulling the ball in towards your body. And now you're just gonna fall forward. So yes, we're rounding our spine a little bit here, but we're also holding our core in really tight by creating tension with the ball. You should feel this all along down your hamstrings, and you can even move your toes a little bit with this one too. I'm taking really deep breaths. I know you can't see my belly moving, but you'll see me inch forward a little bit more. As I exhale, my body becomes a little bit more flexible and I'm able to lean over this ball. All right, let's do some chest openers. We're also getting some really good cervical spine extension. So here, I'm literally just moving my arms in the shape of a Y, and then in a second, I'll transition to a T. So I typically tell people to do anywhere between 5 to 10 of these reps. So because of how large the ball is, my rib cage is flaring a little bit. Typically, we would want to avoid that. It just depends on how big of an object you're laying on top of. Regardless, it feels really good, with the purpose here being to open up the pecs. All right, everyone, let's move on to a mobility stretch for our low back. So I'm simply putting my legs on top of the low back and I'm pushing my back into the floor. I took the arch out and this engages my core. I'm simply gonna breathe here, taking about 5 to 10 deep breaths, making sure my back stays flat and my legs are relaxed. It kind of acts as a little distraction as well. Then I'm gonna engage my right leg by pulling it up, do some ankle circles, rotations. Because your left leg is elevated, this should feel really good on your low back, nice and gentle. And then we can even do some rotations of our hip. As our left leg is up, we're gonna rotate our right leg in and out. Good, let's repeat the same thing on the other side. First, just pulling it in for a little hold. Remember, you can hold this for as long as you'd like. For demonstration purposes, I'm not holding it too long, but I would typically hold it for about a minute. And then let's do some rotations with this leg too. Keep that core tight, bring both knees up, and just begin to gently rock back and forth, massaging your spine. Go in circles, right and left. Okay, let's get that ball out of there. Now we're gonna do a little twist for our low back. Imagine your lumbar spine, your low back wringing out like a wet towel. So my top leg on the right is just simply laying there. You can bend it if you need to or keep it straight. Take a few seconds to breathe. Letting your body melt into the floor with every exhale you take. Going a little deeper into the stretch, let's get that left quad. So I'm just reaching with my right hand, grabbing my left foot, staying for as long as it feels good. You can also use a strap here if you can't reach your foot. And then gently rotate to the other side. Notice that my back stays flat as I'm transitioning. Now I'm pulling my left leg across the body, keeping my right leg straight. And as you can see, I'm super tight. My knee can't even touch the floor, but that's okay. This is about your body and going to what position feels good for you today. Go ahead and grab that opposite leg behind and give that quad a nice pull. Okay, let's roll it over. We're gonna do some press-ups. These are wonderful for your low back. Try to relax your glutes as you're pressing up, creating a lot of extension in your lumbar spine. I would do anywhere from 5 to 20 of these. Right here, I'm only doing 5. Again, you do what feels good for you. Okay, let's press it up into downward dog. Let's curl our toes under, lift our hips to the ceiling, and press our chest down to the floor. You can begin to pedal both of your heels back and forth. Staying on one side a little longer than the other. Trying to loosen up your calves. Let's go ahead and lift one leg up in the air. My left leg is going up and I'm rotating to the other side. A little hair flip included in that. This allows me to really open up and stretch my hips, my chest. And if you'd like to do a little back bend here, feel free to. A few pulses up and down. I'm doing about 3. And then you can rotate back into the downward dog position. Being careful not to fall. And we're back to home base. Let's begin to pedal again. And this time I'm going to do the same thing, lifting my right leg, going across my body, Right arm comes up. We made it. One side will probably be a little bit tighter than the other. This is a good time to take a note of what side feels good, what side you can work on a little more. I'm doing about 3 dips here, and then I'm going to transition back to our downward dog. Lots of stability with this move. Beautiful. As we're wrapping up here, do a few more pedals, come up high onto your toes and give me a little jump forward. Thanks so much for getting mobile with me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again soon.